Proverbs 4 verses 23 says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it, right? And that verse, it is different when you're standing at the intersection of your past and your future. Why? Because whether you admit it or not, right? Someone from your past is about to knock on the door of your life again. And the real test is not whether they show up. It's whether, you've grown enough to respond with wisdom instead of weakness. That's what it is. Now let's talk real for a second. No sugarcoating. I don't want to sugarcoat this. Everybody who tries to come back into your life isn't a villain, but they also ain't automatically a blessing, right? That's what you got to understand. Sometimes people can return because they matured. Other people return because, they see, you becoming the version of yourself they never believed you would be, right? Let's be honest about this, man. And the truth is you have to be grounded enough to know the difference. You've grown too much to let nostalgia negotiate your standards. You've grown way too much for that. You've healed too much to let loneliness rewrite your boundaries, right? You've evolved too much to let comfort pull you back into cycles you already outgrew. You already outgrew this stuff. And that's why this message is hitting you right now. Because the next time someone from your past steps back into your life, you can't, I want to say this loud and clear. You can't move off of emotion. You have to move off of evaluation. Look at their patterns. Look at their habits. Look at their consistency. Look at how they talk, how they show up, how they apologize, how they take accountability. Oh my God, that's so powerful. Look at how they grew. Or whether they, missed the version of you who tolerated what the healed you refuses to entertain. People literally can say anything, right? Behavior is the only truth that doesn't need a translator, right? This isn't about being cold. It's not about being petty or unforgiving. This is not about that. This is about guarding your peace like it's the oxygen tank that keeps your purpose alive. That's what this is about. Because letting the wrong person back in, and I promise you it can and it will suffocate every ounce of progress that you fought for. But here's the twist. Not everyone who returns is meant to stay out. Some people do change. Some people wake up. Some people go through their own storm, their own losses, their own realization. And guess what? They come back with humility. They come back with clarity. They come back with accountability that you have never seen before. And your job isn't to automatically just reject them. Your job is to assess them, to see if their character has evolved at the same speed as your standards, to see if the work they claim they did on themselves, right, actually shows up in how they treat you now. To see if their presence adds peace instead of actually draining it. To see if they're aligned with the life that you're building, not the life that you survived. And if nobody told you the truth, let me be the one right now. Forgiveness does not equal access. Growth does not require reunion. Closure does not require reconnection. Love does not require self-destruction. Do not go blind just because the past knocks with a familiar smile. Don't do it. Do not lower the bar just because history makes you feel soft. Do not reopen doors just because your heart remembers what your mind already outgrew. Don't do it. You have to learn how to hold your ground, not out of fear, not out of bitterness, but out of intelligence, right? Because entering back into your life is not the same thing as earning a place in it. It's not. And the moment that this person reaches out, right? Whether it's a text, or maybe it could be a call, an apology, I've been thinking about you, or an unexpected pop-up, right? Which nobody should be doing that. That's disrespect. But you need to pause. You need to not fall. Don't rush to the answer. Don't rush to answer the thing that you once prayed to escape. Don't move off of impulse. Don't move off of old chemistry. Move off of truth. Ask yourself the questions you avoided the last time, right? Are they consistent? Are they accountable? Are they honest? Are they healed? Or are they hoping you'll heal them? Are they growing, or are they just bored? Are they returning for you, or the comfort of the old version of you? And ask yourself the question people run from, right? Does this person align with the life you're building, or do they disrupt it? Because alignment is the proof that you can't fake. Peace is the evidence you can't pretend. Maturity is the test people can't cheat on. And I promise you this, if they truly change, it will show effortlessly. Growth doesn't need a speech. It needs demonstration. Transformation doesn't need convincing. It reveals itself. A healed person moves differently. They talk differently, respects differently, apologizes differently. They honor differently. So when they do come back, and trust me, someone is about to, I promise you that. Don't let the old story blind you from the new evaluation. It's all about the evaluation, right? Don't let old emotions silence your new standards, okay? Don't let old memories make you forget the lessons that built your boundaries. Don't let it, not like that. Just don't. Don't let, loneliness negotiate your destiny, because you've been working too hard on yourself to hand the pen of your future back to someone who once wrote a painful chapter in your past, okay? They wrote this super painful chapter and you just gonna let them right back in. I'm not saying it's wrong, but if they truly have changed, if their actions line up with their words, if their patterns align with your peace, if their growth, makes sense with your life, right? Then you don't have to be scared to let them prove it. That's all I'm trying to say. Not everyone who returns is meant to be rejected. Some returns are redemptions, but redemption must be verified, not assumed. So stand firm, stand wise. You got to stand grounded, and don't let emotions guide what only discernment can judge. Because, the next time someone comes back into your life, it won't be about whether they deserve you. It'll be about whether, the version of you and who you've become is willing to protect what God is building inside of you. That's what it'll be about. And if you can do that, then no matter who comes or goes, you'll never lose yourself again. That's what it's about. It's about not losing yourself again. I had a person recently try to come back into my life, right? I didn't just, usually, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm gonna just be real with y'all. Sometimes I'm cold. Depending on what you did, depending on how you made me feel, anything, it's whether or not, I might mess with you a little bit again. I might talk to you a little bit again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might vibe with you a little bit again. Like, now, if you disrespected me in the past and it just hit me to the core, I'm not dealing with it again. You gone. You cut. You slipped. Snip. You can text me all you want, right? If you got an iMessage, it will not say delivered. You blocked. I promise you that. You been blocked 5 months ago, okay? I'm not playing with you no more. But if it's something that I'm like, man, you know what? At least they ain't like, kick me back in the back of the head and then, you know what I'm saying? Then I might not just reject you right away. I might, evaluate. I might evaluate the situation. And with this person, I evaluated the situation. I'm sitting there and like, you know what? They do seem kind of changed. They do seem kind of changed. Like I changed a lot, right? I used to be a dog. I used to be out there in the streets doing, man, don't even get me started. But this person do seem kind of changed. And then the insecurity start kicking in. I say, nope, I'm out. Until next time. Oh, and if you ever are having a hard time letting go, you can check out the ebook, Letting Go When God Says So. Okay? It's a step-by-step guide on how to release with grace. Why? Because there's peace on the other side of letting go. I'm working on that insecurity stuff, y'all. I'm gonna just be honest. I'm clipping people left and right. But until next time, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Peace.